Good morning. You ready? So the Prime Minister said we all have to lose weight and get fit over the summer. And this is exactly what we're going to do because we are law-abiding citizens. Okay, so today's class will be for beginners. If you've maybe neglected your fitness journey a little bit and want to start, yeah, I have someone on the sideline joining me today. Okay, so we'll keep it nice and easy. So first you come to the top of the mat and just work on your posture. So lift your 10 toes up, lower them down, and then see where you have the weight. Just generally see how you stand, how your body is. Some people, they lock the knees and the hips come forward. Other people, they stick the bum out and they kind of broaden the chest a bit like a penguin. Yeah, I'm one of those. Okay, so if you want to be perfect, you want to be somewhere in the middle. So tailbone is long, ribs together, and have your arms by your side. Your shoulders are relaxed. If you're lifting anything, it's the chest, and you lengthen through the crown of the head. And take an inhale, raise your arms, palms touch, look up towards your thumbs, and then slowly bend your knees slightly for that. You fold forward, suck your belly in, and then you're releasing your fingertips onto the mat and relax your neck. If your fingertips don't reach, please bend your knees a little bit more. And now straighten everything out. You straighten your legs, you straighten your back, you place your hands onto your shins, maybe onto your thighs. You look forward a little bit, but keep your neck long, so you're not throwing your head back. Okay? All right, stay here for another moment. Belly sucked in, back is straight, legs are straight, arms are straight. And then take another inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, place your hands on the mat. Stay here for a moment, just check your hands. Are your fingers spread? Is the whole of the hand pressed down? This is how you want to be. And then step back one leg, step back other leg into a downward facing dog. So in your down dog, you can have your knees slightly bent, your hips are high, your neck is relaxed, and the crown of the head comes towards the mat. Your arms are straight, but be careful if you're hypermobile and your elbow joints have a micro bend. Holding here. And then take your dog for a walk. So you pedal your feet. And then release your heels down. Hold here. Now come forward into a plank pose and lower your knees onto the mat. Point your toes. Fingers are still spread. Your hands are underneath the shoulders. And then you're collapsing into the sternum. And then press the floor away from you. And again, you're collapsing into the sternum. So your shoulder blades move towards each other. And now they move away from each other. One more. So you're collapsing. And then press the floor away. And this is how you want to be in your plank, in all fours. Hold here. Now watch what your bum is doing. If you're sticking your bum out, root your tailbone down slightly. Ribs together. You're strong in your core. Now step back with your right leg. Step back with your left leg. You're holding a plank. We're not going to hold for very long. So tailbone is long, ribs together. Your neck is long as well. So if you're dropping your head, look forward slightly, but don't lift your head too high. Hold here, and then come into your downward facing dog. And pedal your feet a few times in your down dog. And slowly start to walk your feet forward towards your hand. Your knees are bent. Now straighten everything out again. So you lengthen, lifting your chest. Place your hands onto your thighs or your shins. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long, belly sucked in. Back is straight, legs are straight, arms are straight. Take another inhale here. Next exhale, fold forward and relax your head. Your fingertips are on the mat. So again, bend your knees for this one. Now come up with a straight back. So we come back into standing. Take your arms with you as you come up. Keep your knees slightly bent. Take your arms up, up, up. Palms touch. So have your palms in front of you, not too high up. You don't want to throw your neck back too much or your head back. And then Samasthiti here. Draw your palms down in front of your chest. And then release your arms by your side. Okay? Wasn't too hard. Take an inhale, raise your arms. Palms touch. Nice and slow. And exhale, slowly fold forward, knees are bent, and then place your fingertips on the mat. Inhale, lengthen, lift, everything straightens. Neck is long, belly sucked in. And then bend your knees, place your hands on the mat, step back, downward facing dog. From down dog, come forward into a plank pose. Hold here for a moment. Neck is long. Press the floor away from you. Tailbone is long, so you're not sticking out your bum. Hold here and then place your knees down. Your knees are not underneath your hips. They're a little bit further behind. Okay, so it's like a plank, but with the knees on the mat. And we're simply holding here. Holding here. So the easier version of your plank. Good. And then spin your elbow crease so they're facing forward. And then maybe bend the elbows just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Okay? So everything else stays straight. You one straight line from the knees to the crown of the head. And then press the floor away from you. And again, a tiny, tiny bend. So hug your elbows in. Don't bend them to the side if you can. And then straighten. Let's do one more. Tailbone long, ribs together. And then press the floor away. And then sit to here and downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times in your down dog. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift. Everything straightens again. Hands on your shins or onto your thighs. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, fingertips on the mat. Come up with a straight back and take your arms with you. Palms touch. And Samasthiti here. Arms by your side. Take an inhale, raise. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Keep breathing here. Press the floor away from you. Neck is long. Do not drop your head. Do not let your shoulder blades move towards each other. I'm sure you're doing a good job. And then place your knees down. Bend the elbows backwards, just a little bit. Now point your toes. Start to straighten your arms. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your bum. And you're lifting up into a back bend. Holding here. So it's a micro back bend. Your hips are off the mat. Your bum is engaged. And then come into a child's pose. And from child's pose, you tug your toes under. Lifting your knees, come back into your downward facing dog. And then pedal your feet. And slowly, slowly walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, fold. Relax your head down. Bend your knees slightly. Come up with a straight back. Take your arms with you over your head. Samasthiti. And release your arms by your side. Warrior one. So place your hands on your hips. Your hips are facing forward. You want to keep it that way. Now step back with your left leg. Your right toes face towards 12 o'clock. Your left toes, let's say towards 11 or 10 o'clock. Make sure your hips are still facing forward so they haven't opened to the side. Your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight. Ribs together, tailbone is long. And then press the outer edge of your back foot down. Really engage your back leg so it's super straight and you should feel how your glutes are engaging now. Okay? If your stance is quite short, see if you can bring it the foot a little bit further forward, yeah? Or the back leg a bit further back. Yeah? Okay, you're still with me? Now take your arms up. Have your arms next to the ears. Relax the shoulders down. Your core's engaged here, so not sticking out your bum and arching your back. Holding here. Back leg is super straight. Outer edge of your foot is pressed down and your glutes are switched on. Hold. Hips are facing forward. Bend your front leg a little bit more. Your knee wants to be above the ankle. And then release your arms by your side. Step forward to the top of the mat. Other side. So step back with your right leg. Your hips are still facing forward. Your right toes face towards 1 or 2 o'clock. Good. Leg is engaged. Glutes are engaged. Outer edge of your foot presses down. Front leg is bent. Knee and toes face in the same direction. Knees above the ankle. Now take your arms up and release your shoulders down. So nice, strong warrior one. Reaching through the fingertips. You even want to have your fingertips engaged. Holding here. Gaze is forward. and then release your arms by your side. Step forward to the top of the mat. Let's do a warrior 2. So imagine you're a tightrope walker. Take a bigger step now back with the left leg. Well, I'm not a very balanced tightrope walker. Your front heel and your back inner arch are on one line. Have your back toes face towards 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. See how you feel. Bend your front leg. Back leg is super straight. So your hips are fairly open now, but you're not prying them open. Your knee and your toes face in the same direction. Take your arms to the side, reaching through the fingertips. Watch where your shoulders are. So the tendency is quite often to hinge forward a little bit. If that's the case, bring it back so the shoulders and hips are stacked on top of each other. Back leg again is straight. Their legs are engaged and the outer edge of your foot presses down. Holding here, warrior 2. And let's do something else since we're here. Bend your front arm at the elbow. And you're placing the elbow onto the thigh. Now keep your shoulder and your elbow stacked on top of each other as you take the other arm up towards the sky. So if your shoulder now comes forward, you're kind of like this, bring it back. Yeah? Ribs together, tailbone long. So again, you're not arching your back here. Holding here. Hold here. And then keep your front leg bent as you move back into your warrior 2. Gazes forward. Now step to the top of the mat. Other side. So take a big step with your right leg. Front heel, back inner arch on one line. Back toes face towards 2 or 3 o'clock. Arms extend. Shoulders are on top of the hips. Hold here, reaching through the fingertips. If you're taking it easier, you can shorten. However, as you gradually improve, you want to have a really wide stance here in your warrior 2. Holding here, reach forward. Back leg is engaged. Press the outer edge of your foot down. Front knee is bent. Maybe squeeze the knee to the outside a little bit. So knee and toes face in the same direction. You don't want to have the knee buckling in. Holding here. And then bend your elbow. Take your elbow onto the thigh, other arm up towards the sky. Your left shoulder and elbow stacked on top of each other, and the shoulder is away from the ear. Hold here, and then keep your front leg bent as you come up into your warrior 2 again. And then with control, step to the top of the mat, Samasthiti here, arms by your side. Have your feet stay facing forward. I'm just going to face, you can see it better. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Turn your toes in slightly and have your knees bent. So hip distance is the hip bones. You're shooting down invisible laser beams and they will want to hit kind of the center of your foot. Yeah? Okay, hands on your hips. Bend your knees slightly. Keep your back as straight as you can. So hands on your hips. Take an inhale. And exhale, fold forward. So really bend your knees. They don't have to be straight, your legs. Fold forward, fold forward. Now catch your ankles. Take an inhale, lengthen, lift a little bit. And exhale, fold forward. Relax your neck here. Hold. So maybe your belly and thigh are touching. If not, bend your knees a little bit more. And then gradually start to straighten the legs out a little bit without straightening them all the way. You don't want to lock your knees. Hold here. If you feel steady and balanced, you can shift the weight forward slightly. Holding here. And breathe. Neck is relaxed. For 3 more. 2. And 1. Take an inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, hands on your hips, and then inhale, come all the way up, back into your standing position, and release your arms by your side. Well done. Okay, so chair pose. For chair pose, you want to have the weight in your heels, ribs together, tailbone long, always the same. Now keep your hands by your side or place them on your hips. Bend your knees, bring your hips behind you as if you're about to sit on the chair. And then watch what your torso is doing. If you're leaning forward, you're just switching off your glutes. You want to lift the chest up. So you don't have to bend your knees a lot. Holding here. So we want to see your 10 toes as you look over your knees. Hold here. Ribs together, tailbone on. So if you're sticking out your bum, root it down a little bit, but you don't want to tuck either. You want to feel, you want to be in the center, basically. Holding here. Good. If you want, you can bend a little bit more and then take your arms forward. Holding here and breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come up, up, up and release your arms by your side. Good. Relax your shoulders. Then interlace your hands behind you. Your feet are still hip distance apart. Straighten out your arms, not your legs. Straighten out your arms. And then take your arms with you as you come into a forward fold. Have your knees slightly bent. And then once you're down, relax your neck. Hold here and breathe. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come all the way up with a straight back and release your arms by your side. Okay, so we're going to do a chair pose again. So I'm going to face this way, you can see it better. Extend your arms forward, knees are bent, chest is lifted. Okay, so we want to get the heart rate up a little bit. So you step to the side, just a tiny step, and then bring the other foot in. And then step over to the other side and step it in, okay? And then you keep going. And if you want to make it harder, you can speed it up. That doesn't quite get the heart rate up, does it? So as if you're dancing, as if you're about 5 years old and you're dancing. Good. All right, and then let's do 1 more and then slowly come up. Okay, you can repeat that. If you don't want to do any kind of jumping, you repeat. However, if you really want to get your heart rate up, you can jump. You extend your arms forward, you bend your knees, and you jump out and jump in. Jump out and jump in. And keep going, yeah? You can speed it up. However, this class is for beginners. So maybe slow it down a little bit. Can't achieve everything on the first day or at the beginning. Okay, let's do 1 more round. And then slowly release, arms by your side. So my heart rate is up. Top of the mat, arms by your side. Relax the shoulders, suck your belly in. And then slowly, slowly fold forward. All the way, all the way, all the way. And then place your hands on the mat. Step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And then lower your knees onto the mat. So in all fours again. So hands underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips. Extend your right arm forward. Extend your left leg back. Raise both up. Holding here. Hold here. Observe what you're doing with your torso. If you're arching your back, root your tailbone down a little bit. If you're collapsing into your shoulder, press the floor away. What's your head doing? Keep your neck long. Hold here and release. Other side. Extend your left arm and your right leg. Lift both up. Holding here. So it'll be nice and strong in your torso. Hold. Keep breathing. Couple more. And release. Again, right arm, left leg. Lift both up. And then bend your left leg. Flex the foot. Hold here. Holding here. And release. First side again. Extend. Lift. Find your balance. And then bend your right leg. Flex the foot. Holding here. Neck is still long. Press the floor away from you. And release. Arms or hands are on the mat. Let's draw some circles with the hips. So nice little circles. Everything else stays still. Tiny, tiny circles here. And go in the other direction. And a neutral position. Press the floor away from you. Bring your chin towards the chest. Suck your belly in and round your back. Stay here in this pose. Really press your hands into the mat. Bring your belly button as high as you can. And then slowly release, and we're arching the back. So drop your belly, lift the chest, lift your bum, look forward. Move your triceps towards each other and your shoulders away from the ears. Raise your hips as high as you can. Hold here. And then one more time, we're going to round the back. Suck your belly in. Chin to chest. And then come into a neutral position. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Have your toes pointed backwards. Yes, the foot is pointing backwards. And then the other leg comes behind you. So you're sitting on your heel. So it's not like pigeon pose. If you're familiar with pigeon pose, it's a little bit different. Holding here. Good. And then bring your knee in again and come back into all fours. And let's do the other side. So knee behind the wrist, toes are pointing backwards, and then your other leg travels back. And then slowly come into all fours again. So if pigeon is not for you, you can repeat that. However, I would like you to give it a go, if your body allows you to. So your right knee comes behind your right wrist again. Now bring your foot over to the left, just a little bit. And then let your other leg travel back, back, back. You want to be in the center. You don't want to sit on your right butt cheek. Yeah? And you should feel a stretch in your glutes. Now come onto your forearms and simply hold here. Maybe sway from side to side a little bit. And then stay still for a little bit longer here. Okay, come up onto your hands again. Your back toes are tucked under. Lift the knee, bring the knee a little bit closer, place it down, and then you're in all fours again. Other side. So left knee behind your left wrist. Bring the foot to the right. Let your right leg travel back and find your center. So your butt cheek will be off the mat. Once you found your center, you come into your forearms. So make sure the knee really comes behind the wrist and it's not in the center. And if you like, you can sway from side to side a few times. And then stay still for a little bit longer. All right, and then come up into your hands again. Back toes tucked under. Bring the knee forward and you're in all fours. From all fours, bring your knees a little bit further behind you. And I'd like you to come onto your belly slowly and with control. Okay, so your hips are a little bit further forward. You're holding here. So this alone is quite hard. And then you bend your elbows backwards. You do not collapse into your belly. So your glutes are engaged. You lower down all the way onto your belly with control. Spread your fingers so the whole of the hand is pressing down always. Or I'll come and step on it. So hands are next to the chest. Toes are pointed. Neck is long. And then press your hands into the mat. Lift your torso up. Glutes are engaged. Spread your fingers. Neck is long. And then see if you can stay up on your own. So lift your hands off the mat, holding here. And then place your hands down and slowly lower down. Take your arms next to you. Have your palms face towards each other. Lift your torso up. Lift your arms up as well. Holding here. Now take your legs up. Your legs are straight. Glutes engaged. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly lower down. Make a pillow with your hands. Roll your hips from side to side. So if it was enough for you to have your arms by your side, you can repeat, or it's much harder, you can extend your arms forward. Have your palms face towards each other. And then lift your torso up. Lift your arms up as well. Keep your neck long. Now lift your legs up, holding here. Keep breathing for 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly release. Make a pillow with your hands. You can rest your chin on your pillow or your forehead. Bend your right leg, flex the foot, and then squeeze your heel towards your butt. Press your pubic bone down as well at the same time. Hold here and release. Other side. You're flexing the foot, squeeze the heel towards your bum, but try and keep the pubic bone pressed down. And release. Now you can repeat that, or you reach behind you with your hand. So you reach behind you with your hand, maybe for your right foot, and then pull the heel towards your buttock. Tailbone long. Pubic bone is pressing down. Holding here. And release. Switch sides. Yeah, remember, pubic bone is pressing down. So you don't want to stick out your bum. Your glutes are engaged. And release. Roll your hips from side to side a few times. And then take your hands, place them next to the chest. So we're coming up into low cobra again. Your shoulders away from the ears. Your elbows bent backwards and then lift up. If this is enough, you stay here, please. Or you can press your hands a little bit more against the mat to lift a little bit higher, maybe into medium cobra. Hold here. And then slowly, slowly lower down. Child's pose. So press the floor away from you or press yourself up. Bring your knees a little bit further forward. Round your back and take a break. So you can make a pillow with your hands and then stay here. And then slowly lift your head up again. Swing your legs around. And you're sitting down. From sitting, we're going to come laying down on the back and do a little bit of core. Extend your arms forward. Sit up tall. Make sure you have space behind you. Take an inhale and exhale. Slowly lower down. You can also get hold of your thighs, yeah, if that's better for you, as you lower down. Good. And then bend your knees a bit more. Bring your heels closer towards your hips. Interlace your hands behind your head. And then do a tiny tug with your tailbone. So your lower back is gently moving towards the mat. But it's minuscule, you're not forcing anything. Now raise your head off the mat. Keep your head heavy in your hands. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you lift your torso up. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, lower to a hover. And again, exhale. You're lifting. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, lower to a hover. Keep going. Stay with your breath. So on an exhale, you lift. And on an inhale, you lower to a hover. Keep your chin away from your chest. Keep your elbows pointing to the sides. And make sure your lower back stays grounded. And you're not arching your back. Let's do one more. And then slowly release all the way. Take a moment here. I would like to go again. We're changing up the breathing. So we're moving even slower. And it will be harder. So make sure your lower back is gently resting on the mat. Lift your head up. You take an inhale here. On an exhale, you're lifting your torso. Inhale here. Exhale, lower to hover. Inhale here. Exhale, lift high. Inhale. Exhale, lower to hover. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lift. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. And then release all the way down. Okay, you got it? Is it too complicated? Let's try it again. So one more time like this. So lower back is gently resting on the mat. Lift your head up. Chin stays away from your chest. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale, rise. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale here. And exhale, lift. Inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down. Well done. Hug your knees into your chest and roll from side to side. Now place your left foot on the mat and squeeze your right knee towards your chest. Now move your right knee towards your right armpit. Squeeze it here. Hold. And release. Place the foot down. Other side. So left knee comes towards your chest. Really squeeze it as close as you can towards your chest. And then move it towards your armpit and squeeze it here. And release. Both legs at the same time. So bring your knees towards your chest. Squeeze them. Now move your knees towards your armpits and squeeze them. Now press your tailbone down towards the mat at the same time. Holding here. And then release for a moment. So your knees are still in your chest. Place your hands over your knees and then draw big circles. Your knees come apart, then they come together again. Yeah? Big circles with your knees in one direction. And in the other direction. And then bring your knees towards your chest again. Move your knees towards your armpits. Either hold here or start to raise your feet up towards the sky. Flex your feet. Your arms are inside your knees. You can take your ankles or you catch the outer edges of your feet. Press your tailbone down as best as you can. And then pull your knees down towards the mat next to you. Holding here. So you have approximately a 90-degree angle behind your knees. The soles of your feet are parallel to the ceiling or the sky. And the tailbone is lengthened. Yes, you're not raising your hips up as much, not at all really. And then holding here. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side a few times. And then roll onto your side. Press yourself up, back into a seated position. Okay. You're still with me. Straighten out your legs. Have your legs relaxed. Nice, relaxed, straight legs. Arms are by your side. And then walk your hands forward and round your back. So relaxed forward fold here. Holding here. And then slowly walk your hands back. Now flex your feet. Extend your arms forward. Suck your belly in and then round your back. So you're reaching forward a little bit with your fingertips, but it's more about rounding the back. So really suck your belly in, go backwards, and keep your arms parallel to the mat. So don't reach for your toes. It's not important now. Relax your shoulders if possible, so you're not lifting them up towards your ears. And slowly, slowly come up and release. Relax your legs for a moment. And then flex your feet again. Place your hands left and right over your hips. Sit up tall. Yeah, have your fingers facing forward, really left and right of your hips. So maybe elbows are bent, relax the shoulders. So again, you don't want to draw your shoulders back. It's always a misconception when you say, oh, you have a bad posture, and then you go, oh, you want to lift your chest instead. And then grow nice and tall. Chin is parallel to the mat. So this may be enough for you. So hold here for a little bit longer and then relax again. So you can slouch now. Or you can fold forward. So it's not for everyone, yeah? So you sit up tall, and this may be enough if your hamstrings are super tight. Okay? Simply sitting here. Or you can hinge from your hips to fold forward. You may not get very far, so try not to cheat, try not to round your back. Holding here. And then slowly come up and relax your legs. Good. So next one will be a little bit easier, and you're allowed to cheat. Bend your right leg, drop your knee to the side and place the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. Sit up tall, straighten out your left leg, flex your foot. And again, hinging from the hips, fold forward. So it may come a little bit easier to you, but again, keep your back straight if possible. Keep your legs straight, foot is flexed. Hold here. And then slowly come up, switching sides. Sit up tall. Inhale. And exhale, hinging from the hips. Okay, there's some watering going on here, some automatic watering. I hope we're not getting wet. So leg is straight, foot is flexed. Hold here. And then slowly come up. Place your feet flat on the mat. Heels a little bit further away from you. Extend your arms forward. Sit up tall again first. And then lean back slightly. Sternum is lifted. Holding here. Hold here. So this may be enough. However, if you want to give it a go, get hold of your thighs, lean back a little bit more, raise one foot and then the other foot up. And you're in a version of boat pose. Hold here. Chest is lifted, balancing here. For 3 more. 2. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed, and 1. Place your feet on the mat. Come into a cross-legged position. We'll finish with a twist. Take your right hand behind you, left hand on the right knee. Lengthen. So first, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then you twist. Gently, gently. And then come back to the center, over to the other side. Lengthen and twist. And then come back to the center. Place your hands over your knees, round your back, suck your belly in, relax the shoulders, lean back. Slowly come up, roll your shoulders in one direction a few times. And then in the other direction. Have your eyes closed, place your hands onto your lower ribs. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. And take a little pause at the end of your inhale. And a little pause at the end of your exhale. Keep breathing. Feel how your ribs are moving underneath your hands. So they're flaring out to the front, to the side with each inhale. And they're sinking in with each exhale. And release. Place your palms together in front of your heart. Rub your hands. Cover your eyes, forehead. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And release your hands. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Well done. That was good. So that was the easy version, the easiest version. And I'm hoping we're going to continue that throughout the week. Or for you, maybe weeks. And we're gradually making it harder and harder and harder. Right. See you next time. Don't be scared. You can do it.